we are ready for our next day of Storytime in STEM. Today's story is The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf. As told by Jon Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. They are two of my favorite authors and illustrators. They work together a lot, so check out some of their books sometime. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the true story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. It's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Yeah, you ready? Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for dear old Granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, a little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on while I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! Did you drop your toy? And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of a pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. You're going to pull my hair, aren't you? I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner, again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Not that. Get out of here, wolf! Don't bother me again. about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your granny can sit on a pin." Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar. It didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed it up a little bit. Huff and puff and blow your house down. They made me into a big bad wolf. And that's it. The real story, I was framed. He was framed. It's awful. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? What do you think? The end. All right, so I bet you can imagine what today's challenge is going to be. Today, I challenge you to make your very own house for the little pigs. So see if you can find something recyclable in your home, or even find something out in nature outside that you could use to build yourself a house. And your goal is to build it as sturdy as possible. If you want to build multiple houses and see if you can figure out which one is going to be the strongest house and hold up the best to the sneeze, that is my challenge for you. See what the strongest house you can build is. You can use Lego bricks, you can use sticks from outside, you can use straws like disposable straws. You can use anything you'd like, but also I challenge you not to be like the wolf in this story and go sneezing all over people outside in your neighborhood. All right, stay home, stay safe, enjoy your challenge, and send me lots of pictures. Shout out to the people on Friday who did some awesome challenges. Destiny, you made some really, really cool forts, and you also did our mermaid challenge. And Chile and Raimi, you guys made an awesome fort in your bunk bed. I'm so impressed. I hope you guys will do today's challenge as well. We'll see you tomorrow.